Hi, what's up, agents? Is Descent too hard on a Division 2? The brand new game mode Descent came in Season 1 of Year 5, and it's been out for over a week now, and a lot of what I'm hearing is that the game mode is too difficult. When you get to the Nemesis is too difficult. When you're playing in more of like solo or two-man squad, the scaling is too difficult as well as you approach a four-person squad. So there's a lot of complaints around this, and I've been playing the mode myself for the last week or so. Probably not as much as I wanted to because I really enjoy it. And I actually think the challenge is exactly where it needs to be. I don't think it needs nerfing at all. My only real concern is the crashing. I think we've been fighting a lot against the crashing and people, you know, getting kicked, not being able to continue, broken doors and things like that. And that's the issue I have with Descent. I actually think the challenge is where it needs to be at. So in today's video, I just wanted to go over that really. I wanted to discuss why I feel that way and also give you some hints and tips on how we approach Descent to make things much easier. So that is what this video is. I hope you enjoy it. If you do and it is helpful, please remember to hit like and share to support it. Subscribe for more content as well. One of the things I'm going to be telling you is that playing in a group and a familiar group and friends is probably going to be very beneficial. If you need people to help you, if you want to meet friends to play Descent with, we have a great community for that. So before you leave today's video, make sure you come and check that out because it's linked at the top of the video description. Go and click that before you do leave today. But we're going to get into this video now. We're going to go over why I think this mode isn't as challenging as people are making out, but also give you some tips on how to play it. So first, why I think this isn't as challenging as people are making out is because I think it just takes some practice. When we first started playing Descent when it first came out, we were doing dreadful. It felt really difficult. But as the week progressed and we really took our time and we thought about it, we thought about our builds, and we pieced them together more correctly, and we took the mode serious, things they started to come much easier. So what I mean by this is obviously trial and error, different things. You're creating a build as you go. It's a bit of RNG based as well. So don't always focus on what you want. Have a look at what's in front of you and try new things because things are going to surprise you. Like I'm doing things on this mode that I wouldn't do in a normal game. I'm using things in this mode that I wouldn't use in a normal game, and it's working very well. As you approach the Nemesis, you're going to be able to have like 6 skill tiers, a lot of weapon damage and survivability. It's insane. You're going to be able to have it all. So you make sure you're trying things. Things are going to be surprising you as you do that, and what will happen is you'll kind of like generate different ways of thinking, and you'll be able to adapt to what the game offers you as you keep on going back in and trying again and trying again. So make sure you're doing that. But also, as you continue to play Descent, you're going to learn the room layouts. You'll learn that you can choose basically your path as you go. You can make things much easier with the decisions you make, which rooms you take, and you'll learn all that. You know, these rooms are going to become very familiar. So when we first started, we kept dying in this room because we didn't know how to play it. But as we played it more, we kind of knew, oh, this room's that room again. We got to figure out how to do this room, and we either figured out how to do the room or we'd avoid the room when we knew we had it. After fighting all the crash issues that we were getting and errors like that, and our own errors as well through fails, we finally got to the Nemesis, and with everything put into place, we defeated it in less than 1 minute in our first encounter with them. It was so easy. So here's now a few tips I just want to share with you that I think is going to help you on your playthrough. From the very get-go, don't be scared of grey item weapons. So you can see here I've got a grey military 416 on screen, whatever. There's one run that I did where I had a grey M1A rifle. That rifle stayed with me all the way. I never got a rifle better than that, and I didn't feel the need to replace that rifle just because it was grey with something that was blue later on in the playthrough. I wanted that M1A rifle. It's the best rifle in the game, and unless I got a green or a blue M1A rifle, I wasn't taking that off. Unless it's obviously another rifle that you like. But yeah, don't be scared of grey items. They're still going to hit very hard later on in the game. Next, as you're going through all of the rooms and you're approaching your Nemesis, each room is going to give you a certain percentage towards that Nemesis. You need to get it to 100% in order to unlock it and in order to fight it. Well, look at the rooms that are available. The easier rooms are going to be easier to complete, but they're going to give you more of a percentage. I don't know the exact figures. I haven't gone and checked. But let's say an easy room will give you 6%, but a hard room is going to give you 2 or 3%. So on screen now is a hard room. And what you want to kind of do is focus on these hard rooms. You'll see the Nemesis heat is 3% from this, whereas if we go to easier room, it'll be, say, 6. Focus on the hard rooms, because what's going to happen is that's going to take you longer to unlock the Nemesis, which is going to give you more chance to unlock more talents, more perks, and make yourself more stronger. If you keep on going easy rooms, although you're going to get to the Nemesis much quicker, you're not going to have as many talents and perks, and you're not going to be as strong. So yeah, it'll be quicker, but no, you're not going to be that strong. So if you're struggling with the Nemesis and you're always picking easy rooms, this could be why. Try and always go for the harder room. Make it as long as you can do to get to the Nemesis, because you're just going to keep on bulking yourself out with more and more perks. When unlocking talents as well, a lot of people will skip choices if there's not something there that they don't like. I highly recommend selecting at least something. Like, for example, Unhinged wasn't something I was thinking about putting on my build. But when I only had the option of Unhinged, I chose it because I thought, why not? And then what I found out was later on is when I mixed Unhinged with something like Braced, Unhinged was just pure damage, and as long as I was in cover, it did not affect my stability of my weapons. So Unhinged became a must-have, and I'd never have done that unless I put it on. Because Unhinged, as you know, it's extra damage, but you basically lose weapon stability and weapon handling and all that. So you think, I don't want to lose all that stability and all that handling, but then there's other perks that counter that, and that's what I learned. So Unhinged now became a must-have talent on my playthroughs who just trying something out. So when you do pick talents, if you're looking for certain ones and they're not there, make sure you're not just skipping all the time and you're trying other things out, because you might find another gold mine. Next, but kind of covered in the intro as well, just learn the rooms. Outside every room before you select one, the room's going to have a name. To become accustomed to the name of each room, you will enter them in different doors. At times they kind of look different, but it will be the same room, and you want to play the room the same way every time. Find out what that way is. There's only so many red doors that you got based on the difficulty, and you know the enemies are going to spawn from there, and you'll find good positions for you and your team to take. So in this room on screen now, we always play this room from this position. I always watch the door that I watched then. Milk will always watch the other angle, and we can clear the room very easily because time and time again we use the same strategy and it works for any faction, and we just found the sweet spot for that room. So make sure as you're going into rooms, you are learning them. You're putting yourself in the best position at the start of the room to take out a spawn as well. If you're focusing on 1 or 2 doors, you can clear entire waves before they all spread out and make things difficulty. It's so important you learn the rooms, start learning them, start recognizing the names, and then when you're choosing the rooms before you even go in, you're already at an advantage. Something else you can do as well before you select the room that you go into, you can peek through the window. Like, you can't see it clearly, but as you're learning them, this is ventilation we have in front of us here. Kind of peek through and you might recognize what it is. And if it's a room that you don't like, go and pick another. My next tip is to not sleep on skills, because skills and crowd control are going to make things much easier if you get the RNG. So things like the foam launcher, or a striker drone, or an assault turret, things like this, if you get offered them, are going to make things a hell of a lot easier as you get further in. You can work on your skill tier. The striker drone can do a lot of work for you, your assault turret can do a lot of work for you, and something like a foam chem, you can just stick enemies in place. So when you do start rooms, you can hit a spawn point, you can just foam them and absolutely annihilate them. But also if things start getting a little bit difficult, that crowd control like the foam is just going to stick enemies in place and they're not going to be shooting at you. So I highly recommend taking advantage of this if you do get the RNG and get them available to you, even if you don't do it normally in your normal game, because you know you'll be able to practice with it and you'll be able to see just how good it is for this mode. And exotic talents. These are absolute crucial, and you're going to get so much feedback from other people what you should go here and what exotic talents are the best to go with. Now, I just say go with what you think's good, but don't be afraid of trying others out. A lot of people stay clear of glass cannon, but glass cannon for me and Milk is an absolute must. So try things out. Glass cannon sounds really bad, but you can create so much survivability through your playthrough, especially through things like armor and preservation, that glass cannon doesn't feel like glass cannon does in the normal game, you know? And you get so much damage from it for your weapons, for your skills. For us, it's a no-brainer. But there's other things as well, like the diamondback exotic talents. I forget what it's called, but a lot of people are like, oh, the Diamondback talent's rubbish. But we put it on and we were seeing so many crits from it. It just made absolute sense. So I think everybody wants Bullet Hell, the Bullet King talent, and I can't argue with that. It's absolutely incredible. But don't be afraid to try different exotic talents out, because you might be surprised and you might find a combination that really, really helps you and just makes things a hell of a lot easier. And at the end of every descent run, make sure you are spending into this NSA tech upgrades. These are permanent upgrades for your run of descent. You can start with a random talent. You can increase currency gain. You can increase stats like armor on kill, protection from elites, hazard protection. Hazard protection is something that I didn't think was that important. It's now something that's rise to the top of my list, and in a few moments on this, I actually stack fully into that. So now I've got 20% hazard protection from the get-go. Because as you get later on and you start dealing with a lot of fire, that is going to be so crucial and something I want to stack into now. But make sure you're spending here after every run. Your aim should be to unlock all of this eventually, because this is also going to make you runs so much easier the further you go. Because all these stats here, I was getting asked a lot in stream, like, are these permanent or are they just for one run? They are permanent. So once they're fully stacked out, you're going to have that full armor on kill. You'll have that full crit chance that it gives you, the crit damage, the headshot damage, everything there. Make sure you're doing this. But that's it really for this video. I just wanted to discuss that today because I do feel that the mode is in such a good place. We are really enjoying this descent mode. We think it's absolutely fantastic. Again, like I said at the start of the video, my only concern really is the instability of the mode and not having a way to get back in if you have a crash or someone disconnects. And that is really a killer. It's such a long mode. Like, there's no breaks. You've got to keep on going. It took us 2 hours to get to the Nemesis alone, you know, and then just 1 minute to defeat the Nemesis. But then if you're going for the high score runs and the high loops, you could be on this for 12 hours, and for a crash or something to ruin your run at that point, it would be absolutely devastating. And that's my main concern with the mode. I'm actually very happy with the challenge, and I think if people play the mode right and as they get more acquainted to it and they know what they're doing, they've got the plan, it becomes much easier. So just stick with it. Again, we are helping with this in our community. If you need people to play with, it's at the end of the video now. Come and check us out. Link at the top of the video description. There's people to help you there. Link up with there. Just go and click it. Go play in a squad. I can't recommend that enough. If you're playing solo, it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult. So get a squad and play in a squad. We're going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and share if it's been helpful. Subscribe for more content from me. And until next time, stay safe and peace out.